Hey, this is Cody Jinks, and you are listening to Like a Farmer podcast.
Hey, y'all, it's Pat. Welcome to another episode of Like a Farmer. As always, every single Wednesday, why don't you turn on YouTube, check us out, see who's on the show, or wherever you listen to your audio podcast. Cody, you don't even need an introduction. I'm so excited for you to be on the show today. We talked a little bit before you came on one of my favorite songs of all time has come from you. So how's it going, man?
Really, really, really great. Thank you for asking. We're just, we're in the middle of a big cycle right now. We're dropping the record in July, so I'm hitting everybody, all the publications, all the podcasts, and anybody that will be kind enough to have me. So that's what we're doing right now. We just did 3 days on the road playing, got the tour off to a good start. Just did 2 days in Chattanooga for a video. And then I'm here with you guys now. We started doing this kind of stuff this morning at 8, and I think my last thing is tomorrow afternoon, and then I'll fly back home to Texas. But I'll probably make another trip out this way to do some more promo and PR and stuff like this between here and the new record. But we're great, man. We're busy as hell.
Dude, you've been killing it. When you say go back home to Texas, where are you like hanging your hat out in Texas? It's south of Fort Worth, or would you say Fort Worth?
No, Fort Worth, north.
Okay.
My wife and I are both North Fort Worth kids. Gotcha. And the easiest place to find on a map, if you just want to know basically where I live, give or take a little bit, is Decatur, Texas.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
That's about it's as close as you can get. Anywhere else, you're going to have to do a whole lot of zooming in to find the name of the town. But it's small. It's small. And Decatur's only 6,000 or 7,000 people, and that's where we have to go for the Walmart.
How long have you been, and I'm going to say this repeatedly through the show, and I just want to clarify, I'm not calling you an old man, okay? But when you think about how long you've been doing country music, it's like not a ton of people stay in country music for even 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and you've been relevant for a long time, and that's what I love about you, and I'm pumped for the new album coming out in July. But what would you say on the country music side you've started? Like what year, give or take?
03.
Okay. So did you ever like call Nashville home or move to Nashville, or has it always been Texas?
No, I remember coming out to Nashville in it would have been 03 or 04, and doing the whole dropping off demos unsolicited thing back. I guess we were still doing that 20 years ago. I never did call Nashville home. I spent a couple months in LA with the metal band I was in, and then came home and started writing country songs and got into that. Went back essentially to my first love, and got into doing the open mics and seeing if I could actually sing country and write country, and fortunately it worked out thus far. But it was a weird time, and to think that was 22 years ago, because I'm not old, but also at the same time I'm a guy that's been doing this for a long time now, and I guess I'm one of the older guys and I also did things differently, and I was a late bloomer. We didn't really make it, I guess, quote unquote, until I was about 37. I was on the road for a long, long time in vans and motorhomes and stuff like that until we were on a bus. I wasn't on a bus until I was 37, I think, and that was when my first publishing deal came in. Mm-hmm. And we were no longer poor, I guess. That hadn't even been 10 years since that happened.
You talk about 2003, you get into this genre of country music. I want to see it from your lens, man. I mean, we've had multiple people come on this show from multiple generations, multiple types of country music. You've seen a lot of change in this genre. I mean, what are your thoughts on kind of today's country music. And when I say that, not even just about the music as whole. I mean, even when it comes to promoting your music, and social media now plays a huge role in it. I mean, what are your...
I remember when MySpace was a big deal, when you could put 3 of your songs on.
Immediately, you could go on MySpace and play your song.
It was a game changer. When bands I first started in we were standing outside of the shows that we couldn't afford to get in, handing out our demos and handing out our stickers and, hey, come see us at whatever, flyers, and putting stuff under people's windshields, and did it the old-fashioned. I kind of feel like I'm one of the last guys that did it the old-fashioned way, and it's just the way we did it. I'm kind of one of those guys, I think, that 10 years before or 10 years after, if I was 10 years older or 10 years younger, I wouldn't be sitting here. There would be timing in this business has a lot to do with it. And being a late bloomer, like I say, but having been in the shadows, not just for the Nashville side of it, to answer your question more specifically in terms of how the music has changed, but just, I'm from Texas, so I was kind of not going up against, I was more going up against the Nashville machine than I ever was going up against the Texas Red Dirt thing. I was lumped more into the Texas Red Dirt thing, which, they still kind of claim me, and that's great. I have a lot of great friends down there. I never really belonged anywhere, and so I got to form really objective opinions about what I saw coming out of Nashville and what was coming out of Texas as well. And they've both produced some really great artists, and they've both thrown some major crap at the wall. It's the music business. It's, whatever microcosm of it you choose to dissect, or micro to macro, or whatever,
The pipeline, when you think about the state of Texas to country music, is just unbelievable. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I think coming from Texas, and it's like it's its own country over there. It's like, if you're a Texas boy or girl and you're in country music, I mean, you have immediately a badass fan base, and they love it.
You do, and as much as they like to, do the F Nashville and the Big Machine and all that kind of stuff, as much as they still kind of cling to that type of thing, it's always been a very incestual business in terms of, whenever Willie and Waylon, everybody was like, we're going back to Texas. Well, they were still working in Nashville. I'm in Nashville all the time. I'm far more than I used to be, but 20 years into this business, I've found people that I like and I trust, and it doesn't have to do with the town. It has to do with the people. So
you mentioned earlier about a rock band and that transition to country music. How does that even happen? Country
was my first love, but I told people often that punk and metal are it's not 1 and 2, it's 1 and 1A. Country and metal are kind of 1 and 1A. I came back to from 1A, I guess, after being a teenager and really getting into metal. At the time, Pantera was huge. Metallica and Slayer and Megadeth and Anthrax, the big four, those guys, Maiden, Sepultura, and then on into the, things like the bands that weren't the older thrashy bands or metal bands, really into Soundgarden and Alice in Chains were a couple of favorites of mine. And the punk stuff, I'm a huge Social D fan. Rancid, Operation Ivy before that. So I was drawn to all those kinds of music and had a really good influence from both. My mom was more rock and roll side, so it was more, she had some Black Sabbath and some Led Zeppelin and stuff like that. Dad was more country and more the crooners. He loved the crooners more, and he also loved. He was a huge Percy Sledge fan, so like old school rhythm and blues. A lot of Elton John in the house. There was Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. I remember probably more than any other record being on the turntable. My mother loves Elton John, so. But Elton John loves country music, so that's,
yeah.
it's I don't know. I had it from all angles, and so I loved it all. And country was my first love, and then I was in a metal band for 7 years, and I didn't even mean to be in a country band. I just came home from the metal band situation. And
did you bring some of the metal band to the country band?
No.
Okay.
No, that was a different thing, and that was a big heartache. That was a band that I really thought I was going to be in forever. I thought that was the forever band.
The metal band.
Yeah.
And then that just came to a halt.
Yeah. Yeah, that came to a halt pretty quick. It wasn't, I guess it was better than long and drawn out.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Where were y'all at when it came to were y'all on the road? Like, were you touring? Like, when you think about the success level of the metal band, where?
No, it's especially back then, you really didn't tour a lot. You really don't tour a lot as a metal band. Metal, it's so very difficult. There's no money in metal. That's why you don't see, you hear pop metal and you hear pop punk and you hear all the things that they're able to make popular, make money off of. But most of the stuff that I was listening to, it's not a huge moneymaker. We were whole new band, whole new thing. Had a Friday night gig trying to pull everything together, get my sound, which was really a lot of our songs, or if you just sped them up, you would probably find that might sound more like a chord progression from a punk band or something like that. Never really cared about radio or commercial success, just wanted it to sound cool and raw and real. So it's just the attitude that I took. I took my metal attitude and applied it to my country music.
I love it. I mean, I truly do. I think that type of country music has always been I've always been a fan of it. And like I mentioned earlier, country music's changing every single day. And depending on who's singing it, where they're from, they kind of bring their own flair. But
it is changing every day. And you have to, music changes every day in terms of the business, in terms of highly monetized music like pop and country and what you would hear your pop rock, they probably change a little bit more. I think the record companies are consistently trying new things, right or wrong, or win, lose, or draw, but that's what you have to do, I guess.
Was it always music growing up, or were you playing sports or doing any?
I played sports all the way until I was 18. I worked or played sports. And I love playing sports, but even as a kid, I knew that I was an average at best athlete.
Yeah.
I was good enough to play.
Had you been singing all along or playing or any type of instrument, or did that just, hey, sports is done, so I need to figure something out? I need to figure life out now.
Well, I just figured, I blew my knee out 3 games in my senior year. I played football.
Are you nasty at football? Are you pretty good?
No. I mean, I wanted to play safety. I was too small. I played corner. I had the mentality of a safety. I just didn't have the size.
So you had speed then if you were playing?
I was quick. I wasn't the fastest guy, but I was fast enough. And I couldn't catch very well, so I wasn't a receiver. But, I love the game. My son plays baseball.
The nostalgia of, like, football, especially at that level, and by that level I mean freshman, sophomore, like high school football in Texas is unbelievable.
Texas football is a thing.
The stadiums nowadays, the high school stadiums are 60,000, 70,000 people.
We have high school stadiums that rival most universities' stadiums. You'd be in from there. Yeah, it's a thing, man. It's a big thing, but I think I already knew at that point that I was going to get out of school and out of high school and half-ass my way through some junior college courses until my mom got off my back about that, and then I'd quit, and which is pretty much what I did. And I worked and played music, just played. We were playing probably once or twice a weekend at that point. I would have been 19, 20. That was in the time I would have been, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We were playing at least one night a week but we were in our rehearsal space up there. It was our hangout. It's just where we didn't have any money. We had an apartment that two of us lived in. One of the guys, we were so young, one of the guys still lived with his mom, and one of the guys was actually a little older than us and was married by that point. And then me and the guitar player, with this apartment, we just lived there. And if we weren't at the apartment, we were at work or we were at the jam room, is what we called it. And there was a whole bunch of bands up there, and we just played. And bands would just swap rooms, or people would just come over, and we would just jam, and we would just jam everything. We could be playing an old Metallica song or an old Slayer song, and then be playing an old Johnny Cash song. Because everybody loves Johnny Cash. Even the metalist of metalheads love Johnny Cash.
Who doesn't? I mean,
exactly.
I don't want to hang out with anybody who doesn't like Johnny Cash.
You know, Johnny's one of the first punks. People need to remember, if you know you want to track your lineage, Carl Perkins and Jerry Lee Lewis and Johnny Cash, those guys were getting in big trouble, man. You know, those were your first generation of punks. So we had a ball. I love it. It's shaped why I got here. And
who's been like a cool? I mean, because you know a lot of these guys. Like, who's been a cool tour that you've been on now? Like, obviously in the country music space that you just had a blast with.
They broke up last year, disbanded last year. But the Steelwoods, I grew to be dear friends with their whole band and crew, and I know Wes Bayless is going to be doing some solo stuff. As far as just an icon we've gotten to play with quite a bit is Clint Black.
That'd be an awesome one.
And he's such a good dude. He's so funny. He's such a good, kind, does it the right way, like does everything the right way, like good dad, good to his wife and family, and seeing that in this business and the importance of things like that. And gosh, who else, man? Blackberry Smoke is one of my favorites. Charlie and I have become pretty good buddies.
That'd be an unbelievable show to go to.
It's a fun one. It's a fun show. It really is. I love playing with those guys.
I think it's underrated what some of the rock enthusiastic country musicians are doing nowadays when it comes to these tours and kind of co-headlining. I mean, shit, dude, I went to a Brantley Gilbert Nickelback concert. Like, that's just kind of cool to see that some of these country musicians, like, hey, I don't have to just go on the road with a country musician. Let me bring somebody else. It's been really cool to see that.
We've played a lot with heavy bands or rock and roll bands, or we played with Clutch twice. We played with them at Red Rocks, and then played a festival with them last year. Black Label Society. Gosh, Rival Son was on that bill. We've played with The Sword. We played with Corrosion of Conformity. Like, that's kind of been the cool thing about how I don't have a big record label. We just...
Dude, you like do your own thing.
When we call people and they go, that sounds cool, like, that's how music is supposed to be. It's not a bastardized version of music. It's just music.
Yeah. And you're your own person, which I love about that.
Yeah.
Do you put that into your music? Like, when you think, look, we talked offline. I mean, Mama's song is just my jam, but like Hippies and Cowboys, I mean, like it. Or would you say a majority of your songs are written by you, I would assume, or how does that work? Okay.
Dude, you know how angry and bad a place I was in to write Hippies and Cowboys? Like, that.
What was that like?
I was in an awful place. Yeah.
Just in life in general, like, can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. In life in general, you know, my wife was pregnant with our first one. We were broke. I was pissed. I was, you know, everybody was shutting their doors. You know, I was gaining a reputation at that point as being unmanageable, which I kept for a long time. So... yeah, I mean, you got to be a pretty mad motherfucker to write a song like that. And I sing it every night, and I'm happy to sing it. And I'm very happy now, but that was a tough time, you know.
Like, people don't realize how hard life was at the time. And then
life was tough. It was tough. We were 6 figures in debt with one on the way. A career that was taking me more in debt, but we were just doubling. I was doubling down, and my wife, you know, just thankfully was going along.
And this was all because, like, hey, I want to keep doing the music thing. I want to keep doing the music thing.
I believed in it. I believed that what we were doing was build a grassroots effort, and we were going to be fine eventually. I never had a plan B.
I love that. And there was a moment that just hit that you were like, thank God I did it. I pushed.
Yeah, I mean, I've told the story before. I was 37 years old, and I got my first publishing check and went from being like $150,000 or $200,000 in debt, and then after all the taxes and everything I got a $2 million check, and after all the taxes and my bills were paid and everybody was paid, and I finally got what was left. Rebecca and I had like $600,000 or $700,000 in the bank.
Did you buy anything cool at all or no?
I bought a brand new truck, and we got new cars.
Okay.
She got a new car, and I got a new car. But yeah, that was kind of, like I said, we were 37 years old, and all of a sudden it was like, hey, we're not poor anymore. This is weird. But by the time you're 37 and not poor, because we both grew up not having a great deal. We weren't dirt poor, but then when you're 37, and at that point I'd been on the road for 11 years, nonstop. And she's like, well, that's cool. I got to get back out on the road. I love you, and then I was gone again until COVID hit. And then we were forced off the road when I was 40 because of COVID. And then after that, I said, I'm done with the being gone 9 or 10 months a year. So we're older now. Most of the guys have kids. So we've toned it back as far as our touring schedule goes.
COVID hits, and then she was stuck with you at the house.
Dude, man, everybody that their marriage got stronger because of COVID. If you survived each other after COVID, it got stronger. I promise.
And especially, people that lived in certain states, because you were in Texas, I was in Florida at the time, and those were probably the only two states that were actually open still. So we got double down. Number one, the world is flipped over, and number two, everybody who had a little bit of common sense decided to move to pretty much those two states. Yeah,
it was southern states that once everything let up, kept us alive, because I was in the air. I was March 11th, I think it was. We were headed to start a tour in Albany, New York, and right before we took off, I got a text from my people that said, hey, there's some funky stuff going on, yada, yada, yada. And
you're on a plane.
And I'm about to get on a plane with my band and crew. My tour buses have already met. And so we land in Albany, New York. And like everybody on the plane, you could hear everybody's phone going ding, 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 ding. Because while we were in the air between DFW and Albany, the world shut down. So they got us home the next day via Cleveland. And the full band didn't get together for almost a year and a half, band and crew. Yeah.
You could be in any place during COVID, like right when, if COVID hits immediately, like what would be an ideal place to be? You know what I'm saying?
Hawaii.
Yeah. I was going to say somewhere where there's a beach or something.
Hawaii.
Yeah. I'm going to go Caribbean.
Because they got us, because they're not going to let anybody on or off. Hey, cool.
Yeah.
And they're going to bring all the supplies because you're a state. They can't let you go hungry. I'm going to Hawaii.
Good point.
Yeah.
Hey, can we play a game? Play a game on the show.
Like Truth or Dare?
Close.
I'm Skins.
Close. Okay. So, this game right here, Give 'em the Boot, presented by TECOVAS.
Yeah.
I got a brand new pair of TECOVAS for you. And luckily,
cool, man.
Thank goodness.
Because I'm glad you aren't shooting I got tennis shoes on. Need some boots.
These kind of actually match your fit today, too. Look at that.
Oh, those are sharp.
These are actually my favorite pair right now from TECOVAS. Hey, Give 'em the Boot. There's 4 questions in this boot. Okay?
Okay, I like the black on black, Tecova. Good job with that. A lot of boot makers don't do the black on black. They just do the black and then kind of the brown. So
thinking outside the box. Good job, TECOVAS.
Good job.
Now, 4 questions in the boot. You can answer all of them.
I like this. I usually like this kind of stuff, so I'm probably game to do whatever.
You can answer all the questions in this boot, but If you'd like to give one of them the boot, you can. But if you give one of them the boot, you got to answer the rest of them. Hopefully, you just want to answer all of them. But you don't have to. You can give one of them the boot.
I'm usually not scared or squeamish. I'm usually pretty good.
Okay, there we go.
Do I pick them?
Yep. Question number 1. Go for
You're
it.
assuming that I can read.
Yeah, it's my handwriting too. So just let me know.
Tell a story from unchecked aggression. I'll tell a funny one that I told the other day, actually, because we were talking about drummers hating it whenever you either A, prop your foot up on their bass drum, or, God forbid, do not jump off of a bass drum. They hate that because it's not good for the instrument.
The drummer
hates that. So
I thought it'd be
if
more
you're a
like
front
the
man,
drumstick.
if you're a front man, don't use any drum equipment. Use an amplifier or something if you're going to do something stupid, but not one with wheels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Use common sense here. So I thought it was going to be cool. One time we were at a bar in Unchecked Aggression. I was very drunk, and I decided that I was going to jump up onto the drum, and I did, but I had too much momentum, and so me and the drum set just kept going backwards. Forwards for me at the time was backwards for our drummer.
Yeah.
He got very, very mad at me. So I knocked everything over on the stage.
That's a no-no, is what you're saying. See, I would assume it's more like the number one thing a drummer does not want you to do is touch the drumsticks. Is that what was on the?
Well, no, you don't want. Well, you don't want teabag his drum set.
That's true. Good point. Yeah,
that's the number one thing.
Just an iconic movie right there, by the way. There you go.
Okay. Question 2.
Question number 2. Give him the boot.
Okay. What is the best memory you've had in music? I will tell you the best memory I have as a writer, because I think I would say I'm a songwriter first, and I get to be an entertainer because of my songs. So when I was in the 11th grade, I had a teacher named Mrs. Pruitt, and she's still alive. I think she's 90. My year was her last year of teaching.
Was there a reason behind that? She was just like, I'm done with this shit.
She said, after this, dude,
I'm out.
Yeah, I'm done. No, she's the first person that I can't spell or punctuate, but I wrote this really, really great paper. Cannot even remember what the paper was about, but I knew it was awesome. And I turned it in, and she bled all over it, and I got a C on the paper, and I thought, how could you do this to me, Miss Pruitt? And she said, wait after class. And after class, she brought me this paper back. She goes, you cannot spell or punctuate, but you are a great writer. And I was like, really? She was like, yes. She's like, and I was like, well, there's editors for that, right? You know, like,
yeah.
So it was probably the greatest moment I had was from my 11th grade English teacher, that was Miss Pruitt, Miss Linda Pruitt. I think now resides in Red River, New Mexico. But
shout out Miss P.
Shout out Miss Pruitt and all you great teachers out there doing wonderful things. Encourage those kids. See where I'm at? Yeah,
we had this conversation yesterday, man. And there's a few things that I'm really locked in on when it comes to supporting a certain industry or a certain occupation. Obviously, our protection is number one. We need military, law enforcement.
Yeah.
Farmers is up there.
Yes.
But
amen.
Teachers too, man. And
Yeah.
they're not getting paid near enough.
No, they're not. My wife was in education for 15 years. She now homeschools our children because of public education, and it's, so we could get into it. It's not necessary, but yeah, God bless them, man. Yeah, for the teachers and the folks that you just mentioned in particular, obviously first responders, military, teachers are so, it's such a, I hate. I don't hate much, but I hate people that say, or at least the comment, those that can't do teach. That's such horseshit. Mm-hmm. That's props to you guys.
There we go.
All right. Question number 3.
3, give them the boot.
Give them the boot. I have strong opinions on pretty much about everything. Is this a question? No. Did I grab? This one's long. Good God.
There you go.
Who was a collab you would do a song with today? Dude.
You've been thinking about this one.
It's a no-brainer for me at this point in my career right now. It
Lil Wayne, I know.
Dude, we'd probably about the same size, though. He could be like average Wayne around me. Hey, come on, Wayne, step up. Reba.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that would be the coolest, because it would kill a bunch of Stones. It would be like a legend, and my favorite. Reba actually was the first cassette tape. Whoever's in New England, cassette tape was the first cassette tape I saved and bought my own money with in what year did that come out? 88 or 80, whatever that year came out. 87, 88, or 89, I want to say. But yeah, man, Reba.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, she's awesome. I love Reba. She has some.
And I just saw her the other night at the Music City Rodeo. I mean, she came out. I mean,
Yeah.
she's still getting it done at 70 years old.
Yeah, well, and she's still hot.
She might be the hottest 70-year-old I've ever seen.
Dude. Like, way to go, Reba. Like, yeah, man. Who's your Mount Rushmore, I guess, of country music? I
Yeah.
guess we're going to use 4 because there's 4 people on Mount Rushmore, right? My be-all, end-all, I think the greatest God's ever blessed us with, and this is just my Mount Rushmore, is Merle Haggard. He's going on. I think he's just
Jam.
he's the best we ever had. Lefty. You have to put. This is such a hard
It's so
question.
tough, and
it's
it's
so
four,
tough
like,
because
Mount
it's
Rushmore should be
like
5 anyways.
well, you could do Jimmy Rogers because you're not going to have Hank and Lefty without Jimmy. So you got Jimmy Rogers, Lefty Frizzell, Hank Williams, and Merle Haggard. I guess if you just want to look at it from just lineage or whatever, but I don't know, man. I think who could the world not do without? But at the same time, all those people influence so many people. Screw you in this question. This is
I should have gave it the boot.
no. I'm gonna, for me, Merle Haggard, Johnny Cash, George Strait, Willie.
Great choices, man. Merle, Johnny, the King, and Willie.
Yeah,
Those were great.
yeah. I mean,
Obviously
who's-
you left a few out.
oh
But
gosh, yeah. I mean, I would put. I certainly should put probably Lefty in there because Lefty was so big on my career. Because my dad, his first song I played was a Lefty song. Merle came from the school of Lefty, so I mean, just kind of a tracing your lineage type of thing. But yeah, there's just so many out there. I mean, I just didn't name some of my favorites
because you only got 4.
because I
get
only
it.
had
Yeah.
4. But
Who do you like right now? Like who's like a young cat that you're listening to? Or
my buddy Jake Worthington.
yeah,
I'll just go, Jake, go.
Yeah.
You know, I love him. He's such a good dude. We toured a little bit with him last year, and I have a video on my phone of he was, you know, right now he's chasing buses right now. You know, he's in the van and trailer, and I think he might be in a bus this year, I think. But last year they were in a van and trailer and following us around, and we were pulled in wherever we were pulled in. They come in one day, and whoever's driving couldn't back in very straight, so Jake gets out and he's wearing sweatpants, his boots, and the shirt he had worn the night before, and his cowboy hat.
he had a night.
Yeah, he did. He was hungover. You could tell by the way he was moving. And so he was trying to help back up this trailer, and so I'm getting it all on film. He finally had enough of it, just told whoever was driving to get out, and he backed it up, you know. So I mean, like he's doing it. Like he's one of the young guys that I'm like, whew, all right, you know, us hard asses, you know, the guys that are going to be saying that's new generation soft, dude. He ain't one of them.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm old enough to say it now, man. God, it's soft.
I could see that.
It is soft right now, dude. It's so soft and weak and fragile and
emotional
and
TikTok-y.
oh, dude, would you? Do you know what?
I could see you on TikTok
Do you
doing
know
your
what
little Cody
somebody?
Jinks dance.
Do you know what like if I walked up to somebody, if somebody walked up to me that was like I guess I am getting old. If somebody walked up to me and be like, "Oh, hey, dude, Cody Jinks, yeah, man. Oh yeah, dude, he's that badass guy that made it on TikTok." Johnny Cash didn't make it on no damn TikTok, okay?
Could you imagine
TikTok
getting on
ass.
TikTok and then scrolling and seeing Johnny Cash, the King, basically your Mount Rushmore, and them doing like some dance, like whatever. What do they call not a trend? Is that what it's called? Like a trend?
Yeah, I could imagine. Yeah, Johnny going, huh? Nah, he ain't doing that. I mean, look, we all do social media. The business has changed. I have to do things and turn them in, and my team helps to get them up. That's where the game's at these days. But my ass was getting the van and go.
Yeah.
And we cut our teeth driving around the country. Dude, I didn't learn how to play in front of 500, 5,000, or 50,000 people, bro. I learned how to play. I can tell you that there was one time in Madison, Wisconsin, we had as many people in the crowd as we did in the band, and we had a 4-piece. So that's where I came from. We earned every single bit of it. What I think is more ridiculous than anything, and this isn't against anybody. The record labels have made it this way, okay? So the artists have to follow suit because there's nothing else the artist can do. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody's hamstrung in this business. The labels have made it this way. The labels have just taken all of the balls, just completely neutered country music.
It's up to them now.
I'm not going to badmouth anybody,
Yeah.
but I'm going to tell you who's still doing it the right way, and I don't give a damn what anybody says.
Lil Wayne. I agree.
Lil Wayne, Salt and Pepper, Humpty Hump. I don't know if you've seen him later. I'm sorry, dude. But it's like, dude.
No, who's doing it the right way, though? Sorry, go ahead.
That aren't, first guy that comes to my mind, dude. And I'm not an apologist. And quite honestly, dude, I have the guy's phone number, but I hadn't talked to him in like 3 or 4 years. But my old Texas buddy, Kojo.
Yeah.
Like, that guy gets shit on the award shows. Even I know that. I know how rigged it is. Cody damn well does.
I don't really get that. I mean, you watch the award shows and you have some obvious picks, and Cody's one of them. Jesus Christ, man. That
Give me
dude's a
one
monster.
good reason Cody Johnson's not Entertainer of the Year.
I can't, man.
I'm not even in the
can't.
stupid fucking Nashville game, and I can't give you one good reason why Cody Johnson is not. Jelly Roll can't give you one good reason.
Yeah, I can't. And if you ever, you go to a Kojo show, and
that's nothing against Blaney or anybody else.
No, for sure.
I'm not
yeah.
here talking
No,
shit on
yeah,
anybody,
yeah.
but the record labels and what they've done to country music, not the artist. Let's be very clear about that.
Well, I feel like, you would think Morgan Wallen would win Entertainer of the Year.
You know who doesn't give a shit about them or what they do and does that to everything they tell him is Morgan Wallen. I think the guy's funny.
Dude.
He's got to figure it out.
Fucks given from
Dude,
that kid.
the guy has got it.
Yeah.
Morgan, you beat the system, sir.
Great job,
buddy.
Mo. You're killing it, man. I'm with you. I mean, and I appreciate you saying Kojo, because anybody who hasn't been to a Kojo show, geez, you need to get out there and go. I don't know that. When it comes to why that's happening,
yeah.
You just hear everybody say it's a rigged system, and it's kind of this. I could see a group sitting at a table like me and you right now, just saying, "Yeah, we're just going to choose this person. We're not going to look at any of the data, look at any of the streams, numbers." Yeah. Look at any of the immediate sold-out arenas that some of these people are doing. We're just going to pick that
all
person.
The record labels sit at a table, and this is my turn, and this is your turn, and this is my artist's turn, and this is your artist's turn, and they're sitting there playing a game of Magic or whatever the fuck card game they played. Now I go, now you go, and now your warlock wins. And
Yep. Yeah. Can I ask you something?
Anything.
We talked about it a little bit on the schooling, and this is interesting, and you just seem like an old school dude who just gets life and very common sense type of individual. I feel like homeschooling right now is kind of the new way that's going to continue to go on for multiple reasons. Number one, you don't know what these schools are teaching the kids.
Yeah.
You've got some wacko that wants to go home and find a gun and come to every school possible if they can. Like, you have some of these things that happen, and like, why are you doing that, and why do you seem like it's kind of going towards that direction?
Because where I'm from, it was more specific to the district. It was a district that we felt was really not good. That's why we chose to do it. I think that there's plenty of great public schools that are now having to fight. Really, I know that's the case, especially some of the more let's say southern type of states. And I'm not saying even conservative. I don't think that man, I have a lot of strong opinions about this, and just because my wife was in education, I'm trying not to piss a large group of people off right now. Our education system as a whole sucks. It's a national crisis. Our public schools are in trouble. Man, look at where we are. Since I've been in school, it's just gone down, 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 down versus America's ranking versus the rest of the world. It's awful. We should be embarrassed. We should be embarrassed. And we're not even teaching our kids the right shit.
I'm with you. I'd love to see you maybe get an education and start teaching.
I actually would not do that. That would not be good, because some kids' parents would be like, "Did you cuss at my kid?" I was like, "He was being a dumbass."
Yeah. It's just as simple as that.
I merely pointed it out, sir. I see where he gets it, Yeah. So
your son was being a dumbass, and I get it now.
I did, however, bring up a couple of years ago. I was serious about it too, and that's what really scared my wife about it. Was I was getting into politics.
You thought about getting into politics?
Yeah.
Dude, can we bring that back up? Like, can you actually do it?
Technically, I can get into politics. I have a clean record, but my wife, in the 28 years we've been together, it was one of the most horrified looks I've ever seen on her face. Like, oh my God, please don't. And I just looked at her and I went, because I'd win. And she was like, do not get into politics, Cody. And I'm like, no, dude, this will be great. I'm going to win. See, you back a winner.
What were you thinking about doing? You thinking about maybe throwing your hat in the presidency?
No, nothing like that. Something that I eventually figured that it wouldn't do a whole lot of good, because I really don't trust senators or legislators.
Bullshit, dude. You're doing it. We're announcing it right now. You're getting back.
Or state legislation.
That's
stuff like
why
that.
we need you to get into politics. That's what you're going to run on.
Well, the thing is that I think I would be very good at it, but it would not be very good for. Do you think the music business is hard on your marriage? Get into politics, dude.
No kidding.
Good God, man. It's like, I read enough hateful shit about me on the internet already.
What's like one or two things that you would immediately do? If I said, hey, Trump is done and Trump has elected you to take his spot.
You want to know, honestly, this might piss some people off. You guys are probably over there cringing. I would sit down with both sides, which I never get political at our shows. I don't get political. I don't get left or right. I don't get preachy. I don't get any of that. It's not what I'm there for. I would sit down with the Republican people and the Democrat people, and I would say, all right, we're going to play Go Fish, okay? And we're going to pretend like you got 3 of the cards and you got 1 left, and you got 3 of the cards and you got 1 left, and we're going to play Go Fish, because neither one of you idiots are giving and taking. You're just both just so it's like, okay, Republicans, what do you want? And then we'll play a game. I'm not going to get into the issues, but it's like, okay, well, you give us this, we'll give you this. It's like, that wasn't that hard, was it? Nobody will give.
What do you like doing in your spare time when you're not music or?
Man, I'm outside.
Yeah.
On a side-by-side on the way down to a stock tank, or pulling the boat somewhere, get on some water. I fish a lot. That's my.
You more like saltwater, or are you fresh?
No, I'm a freshwater guy. Yeah, I'm only 30 minutes from the Oklahoma line if as the crow flies.
Yep.
So, man, growing up, it was all bass fishing. 2 weeks ago, I was crappie fishing with my dad. But I catfish too. We fish, man. We just fish. Love to duck hunt.
That's probably my top. Duck, yeah.
That's the only thing I hunt anymore.
I have too much, like, I don't know what you would call it. I don't know if you'd call it the jitters or ADHD. Like,
me too.
You know, like, I can't sit in a tree for 6 hours and wait for a deer. But seeing a duck blind, I can hang out. I can be talking to you, smoking a cigarette.
Somebody can have a griddle going in the back, making some kind of delicious treats for breakfast.
Dude.
Like, if I go sit I have no problem sitting in a deer blind. I'd probably have me some coffee and have me a nice Audible book going in my AirPods, and then just smoke a fat one, and then just
100%.
You know, and then just like, there's the deer. That's a cool deer, man. You know, and like when you're when you're duck hunting, and I'm in a good place in my book too, you know. And then when you're duck hunting, it's like you're sitting there eating some kind of homemade s'more somebody's done made on a griddle. Somebody's making coffee. Somebody down there is telling a joke. Dude goes, louder, I can't hear. You do not have to be quiet. And then, but when you hear somebody like somebody get in the call, or you hear that first just shut up call.
Yeah.
I'm about to bring the ducks in. Everybody shuts up, grabs their gun. They either bring them in and you pop them, or you don't, and you put your gun back down and you go back to whatever the hell it was you were doing until the next round comes in. It's the best hunting ever.
I like watching the dogs work too.
The dogs, that's so much fun, man.
It's like
watching a good dog work is super cool.
It's unbelievable what those dogs can do.
Yeah.
When it's like all said and done, like Cody Jinks, like what do you want your like legacy to be in the music space?
Songwriter.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I don't really care about anything else. But if they look back, I would like for the people that know me to say, you know, man, what a great guy to have on your side.
Yeah.
Sure, I think everybody would like for their friends or whatever to say that. But just, if I could be just remembered as unapologetically me, and I wrote my songs the way I wrote them, and just probably as a songwriter, I think that'd really be that type of deal. I think would be cool.
That's a good thing. I appreciate that. And you talked about it a little bit before when we were talking Hippies and Cowboys, but would you say most of your songs that you have written are, I mean, it's the storytelling aspect? Because what you mentioned earlier and what I've seen now in this new day and age, some of these people getting into country music are just making shit up that they've never even done just to like be country. You seem more of like, no, this is real life shit storytelling. My
collection of records when I'm done is just going to be a story of my life. And there's not a lot of artists that have used their own lives as a concept piece. I didn't mean to start doing that. It's just kind of been the way it is. I know that George Strait didn't live all those songs. I know Johnny Cash didn't live Boy Named Sue. I know, it doesn't make me not love them as artists any less, or those songs any less at all. I just felt like my experiences were unique enough where I could put my different kind of spin on them, and I knew that it would be a minority or maybe a fringe that would understand, but I knew that those that did would really get it. And at this point, I'll be 45 this year, and I have people come up to me all the time that have raised their kids to my music, had my music at their weddings, at their funerals, at whatever, have become a part of their life over the last 20 years.
Change their lives. I'm going to venture out to say, and I hope one day or at some point you can meet some of these people. I would venture out to say that Cody Jinks' music have saved some people too.
Sure.
If I had to take a guess,
I get
you write that type of music.
A lot of beautiful stories from people. A lot. I talked to a lot of people that have expressed that, and that's awesome. I think that that's the greatest gift, and I think that that's why being remembered as a great writer, or at least a writer that gave a damn, that tried his ass off, that really tried to be a wordsmith, you know, it's not easy. It's not. It's just not easy to write a great song. It may seem easy, and those of us that can write a song work our whole entire lives to get a few great ones.
Yeah, to find number one. Yeah. We were talking the other day. It was I forgot who it was, Brandon. I kind of have an idea of a song. No better guy for you to like just tell me like, Pat, shut up, stick with what you're doing. All right.
I would never say that even if I thought it.
You should. I hope you do. All right. I need you to just, you got to be in the moment with me, okay?
Okay.
Sitting by the fire, and we don't know each other, okay?
But we're sitting by a fire.
Yeah, like we're at a buddy's house.
It's already weird.
We're at a buddy's house. We're at a buddy's house, okay? We don't know each other.
Is it my buddy or your buddy? I'm not comfortable already.
I like the attention to detail. All right, it's your buddy's house, and I'm just a guy that me and your mutual friend buddy, we played golf the other day and met on the golf course. Don't ask me, well, how'd you meet that guy? You're going too much into it.
Understood.
Anyways, he invites me into the fire. You're there. It's just me and you.
Yeah.
Obviously, two dudes. We're going to crack open a beer,
Sure.
okay?
By the fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now when you think about a beer and sitting by a fire, it's surface level conversations. Like that's a surface level, I don't know you, you don't know me, but like we just cracked open a beer. Let's just start talking. Well, then as the night goes on, I'm into the bourbon now. And once you get into that bourbon, I'm telling you about, yeah, you know, I lost this family member, I lost my dog, or like my girlfriend broke up with me. Like you start getting in deeper when you get into the bourbon. So I think there's a song called From the Beer to Bourbon, and it's telling a story of like a person who, you know, is surface level to most people, but there's that one time where he opens up because he got on the bourbon. Does that make sense? Like from beer to the bourbon, does that sound anything?
I don't hate it. I don't hate that, no.
Are you lying?
No.
Okay.
Nope, not lying.
right.
Don't hate it. Like nothing popped into my head immediately, but like, yeah, it's not bad. It's a lot better than some ideas I've had people come at me with. One was a song called 18 Pack Romance.
They wanted you to sing that. Like they already had the song. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Have you ever had anybody?
About this old gal that she was too ugly to be a 12-packer. She was an 18-packer. She was.
Have you ever had somebody come to you and present you with an idea and you were like, hell yeah, and it turned out to be like a jam?
Those are usually my ideas.
Okay, that's fair.
Ward Davis and Tennessee Jet and Josh Morningstar and Kendall Marvel and the regular cast of characters that I write with on a normal basis are guys that do that to me constantly. I joke, man, those guys are all better writers than me. And I depend a lot, especially this part of my career, being surrounded myself with great writers. Is important for me, you know, is in terms of the product that we're putting out, my name on it, their name on it, but just the types of songs that I want to sing. You know, smart, you know, intelligent songs that have something to offer and have something to say, for sure. It's important.
I love that. Can you, Mama song? Like, is there any way you can give me a little, like, sing along on that?
A single,
like if I asked you, like, hey, can you sing a piece of Mama song for me? Could you do that right now?
Yeah.
This game is presented by Case Knife.
I thought you had a case. I thought you had a harmonica. I was like, dude, he's getting the harp out.
No. A game called Cut That Song, presented by Case Knife. Usually, it's a song that you wish you would have cut back in the day, and I'd like you to sing a little bit about it. I don't want to do that. I'm switching up the game, okay? It's still presented by Case.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody bitching at me. I just want you to sing Mama's song because it's one of my favorites. I want you to check out this knife.
Yeah, I want to. Case, I have a great. Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
Man, I have a great case knife story. My dad collects cases, and which I have a few now. Not like my dad.
Look at that.
That's so. Is that the bone handle?
Yes.
That is super rad. And actually, thank you so much. That's really awesome. My I have a bone-handled case knife that my wife bought for me when we were 20. And it was all of the money that she had, and that knife still sits behind my desk. So I'll put this one next to it.
Dude, that's an unbelievable story.
It was a bone-handled case. Yeah,
That's my favorite, the bone handle. Yeah.
Oh, it's just gorgeous. And like if you know case knives, the bone handle ones they're beautiful. They're all beautiful. But yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
I love these. I appreciate them. Yeah.
All right, dude. You have no idea how excited I am.
They tuned it, but then they changed it.
My favorite song.
It sounds pretty good. Oh, Yamaha, is that a 335? 403. It's close enough for country. That's what they say, man, right? Or punk. They don't give a shit either. I don't have a pick, but I don't think I need one. Get a little percussion from my rings there. Find out if I'm really in time. I got a half a six-pack of old Milwaukee and a half a bag of weed. And I can't do it like I did when I was a kid. This is all I'm gonna need, because I know you always worry about me drinking my dinner, but I don't do that anymore. Got me sweet girl at home, she's keeping food on the table, and at night she keeps me warm. So I've got me this piece of paper, and I've got my favorite pen. I know it's been a little while, talking's not my style, and I just had to write my friend. Well, hey, I'm doing all right, Mama, I'm okay. I know your late night talks with Jesus have helped me on my way. No, it wasn't always easy raising my father's son. And your son will be alright if the shows keep coming. This old guitar and me are still strumming. I know you always knew I always took it way too far. But I'm doing all right now, Mama. Doing all right now, Mama. Doing all right now, Mama. But I'm doing okay. Time when I was stuck in LA and I didn't have a job and I didn't have a way to pay the bills that I'd racked up. Yeah, you kept me from losing my truck. I'm a little better off now than I was then, but it's sure nice to see you calling me when I'm out there on the road. Yeah, you're calling to say have a good show. I'm doing all right, Mama, I'm okay. I know your late night talks with Jesus have helped me on my way. No, it wasn't always easy raising my father's son. And your son will be all right if the shows keep coming. This old guitar and me are still strumming. I know you always knew I always took it way too far. But I'm doing all right now, Mama. Doing all right now, Mama. Doing all right now, Mama. But I'm doing okay. For one of these days when you do get married. There you go.
Dude, that was unbelievable. Golly.
Man,
I love country music, man.
I do too. That's real stories, man. That's
It's a storytelling aspect is what I love about it.
That all really happened when I was out in LA and I couldn't afford to make my truck payments, and Mom made a few truck payments for me, so I didn't get a knock from the. Well, the repo man don't knock, do they? They just come,
That's true.
They just come take it away. No, I
And
didn't.
you were really drinking Old Milwaukee, man? Damn.
Well, when I could afford it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, when I could afford Old Milwaukee, because that was good. Well, I could at the time I was actually I could get where I was living in West Hollywood. I could get a 12-pack of PBR for $5.65. That was in California, and even back in '03, that was pretty cheap.
Would you move back to West Hollywood right now?
I would not move to California as a whole, ever, and ever. I don't know. I have dear. I was just out there in L.A. I have dear friends, like people that I love, like dearly friends that I dearly love, that like. They're from there. So it's like, this is our home.
Dude, there's
You
great
know?
people.
So,
My girlfriend's from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
There's some great people that come from California.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful state.
But man, I just, it's like, dude, if I make $100,000, I'd
take home 20.
I don't want to take home 20 or 30 of it, Like, that's just not good. Doesn't add up.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Is that a new tattoo you got today?
Yeah, it's new. It's all. Doesn't that look good? Can you guys see that? It's got that protective film on it, so it just looks like a blob. Yeah, it's James 1:19, the Book of James, and it's something that's been my mantra since I quit drinking and started therapy, and it's be slow to anger, slow to speak, quick to listen. So flip that: be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger. Yeah,
Gotcha. You seem like a great guy, like with words of wisdom, like somebody I want to call up, like, hey, man, I got this situation, like, I need your help. Anything particular, like, you can talk about on why you chose to stop drinking? Was it just kind of time, or is it more? Yeah,
it was probably mental for me more than it was physically. It was not doing good things to my body, but mentally it was taking more of a negative effect.
Yeah.
Just dark, just getting. It was just dark. I'd been drunk for 20 when I quit drinking. I've been drunk for 24 years. So, I mean, when you do that to your mind, I was always drinking. I did not take days off. I was drunk for 24 years. So highly functioning. Wrote some of my best stuff, pissed drunk. But yeah, when you get to a point in your life and it just starts. It's like, dude, this is taking me down real bad. Real slow, but it's like Ozzy's song "Suicide Solution." Wine is fine, but whiskey's quicker. Suicide is slow with liquor. Like I was getting there. So yeah, that's why. And I want to see my kids have kids, and started doing my rowing machine.
God, look at fitness influencer. I love that. But I do want, in a serious note, like there's something to be said. And the only reason why I asked you is like, I want people to hear. It's so easy, especially what you do and what a lot of the people that have come on the show do, is like, every day could make sense to have a drink and get drunk, especially. You've been doing it a long time. Remember what I said before? That's not me calling you old. I'm just saying the fact that you're still in country music's unbelievable. Like, there's not a lot of people that do that.
Yes.
And I see, and I'm not going to name any names on these young cats coming up in country music, but they're partying. There's these 21, 22, 23-year-olds that are partying. I'm on the road.
Yeah,
I'm opening for Luke Bryan. I'm with Luke Combs. I'm with this guy. Like, I'm partying. And, like, I could see it being tough.
Yeah, because it's celebrated. It's always there. It's always there. Country music has the best drugs, also because there's follow all the bullshit. It's where all the money's at, and all the good drugs. All the pretty people, all the good drugs, and all the bullshit, and all the idiots jacking each other off over mediocre artwork. It's just that kind of just all wraps up in itself and it gets celebrated. And you get caught up in that. For me, what happened was we stayed on the road. We were on the road 9 or 10 months a year, and like you can go home and be a drunk when you're only home a week or two at a time. And then when you go back out, you just keep doing your thing and you play drunk, And all that kind of stuff. And whenever you go home and you get to a point in your career where you're not on the road all the time, and you come home and you're home for months at a time, and you're just that way. It's not ever good. It wasn't ever good, but that's when it started causing real problems. With my family and all that kind of stuff.
It was time. I get it.
Yeah.
I am so pumped for you, by the way, coming up. I mean, July is the new album. What else can people expect, like, when it comes to new projects coming down the road? Anything we can announce, talk about?
I have so much stuff. We have so much stuff. Golly. Okay, so we just dropped 3 standalone singles. We're dropping new singles from the new record that comes out, In My Blood. We've also got another handful of songs in the 4 songs to 6 song area that I don't know if we'll put it out as an EP later, but we've got a whole bunch of stuff. We've also got a TV show that we started filming last year, and it's just it's just like this, but with guitars. It's called Late August Sessions. And
that's cool. It's like a TV show, like we'll be on TV.
Yeah, or YouTube or something. It's filmed.
Gotcha.
I don't use the right words sometimes, so I get in trouble for that a lot too. I don't know. But it's something you can watch and listen to at the same time. But I don't know how we're going to release them. We're sitting on the first 6. I want to start filming again for that soon and start dropping.
So will you be the host of that show?
I'm the host, yeah. And I think we're going to start trying to drop them maybe in fall.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to. Malia's over there, and she knows better than me. But
she's probably over there. Like, he's not supposed to be talking about this. I promise you'll get to review everything.
They're cringing over politics, which I did not get into.
Yeah.
And release dates, they're like, I don't know. Because I don't know those, and I just kind of pull shit out of my butt sometimes. So I think this fall we'll start dropping some of those. But just had my songwriter friends on it: Ward Davis, Adam Hood, Brent Cobb, guys like that.
I love all those guys. You know a guy named Ben Ratliff?
I do know Ben.
Yeah, dude, love Ben. Now, because all those names, I've been around those guys.
I've known Ben for a long time, man. Ben stayed at my house with Adam, and Ben stayed at my house one time together during COVID.
Because that's a great group of guys you just named.
Absolutely. And so
Adam Hood is so fucking talented. Like, it's an underrated, like,
one of the best, man.
Right?
He's one of the best. And on my records, you can tell.
So does Cobb too. Shout out Brent. Brent Cobb.
You can tell a Brent Cobb song and an Adam. And if you wrote with those guys, it's going to have their thing on it. It's just, you'll be like, oh, that's the one you wrote with Adam, isn't it? Because it's so freaking obvious. Because he has that dancing Alabama kind of grooving little thing right there, and he's like, what y'all think about this? You know? You're like, dude, that's just freaking rad, dude. I just came up with it. You know, and he's sitting over there, and, you know, he's got especially in a write, because if you're in a co-write with him where there's more than just you and him, I've written where it was just me and him, and I've written where it was up to 4 people, and Adam just sits there with his legs crossed like this, and his glasses on his nose, and he's got his phone, and he's just doing this. It looks like he's texting. It looks like he's like, we're over writing a song, asshole. You know, and Adam's sitting over like just, you know, like that, and then he'll just go. And when he takes a breath, he's about to say something good. And so he'll take a breath, you know, and he'll go, what do you guys think about? And then he'll just read off some genius. And it was something that I said, or so-and-so had said, or so-and-so. He's listening to the conversation, and he's just sitting there taking shorthand, I guess. It's fun to write with him. He always gets great grooves, great melodies. I forget where we're mic'd up. Great grooves and melodies, and I just think the world of him. He actually, speaking of him, and I'll just say this because it's come up, he's one of the main reasons, like, I was looking for help, like, in treatment centers. Is either go to rehab, or because I had to quit drinking in the middle of a tour. Mm-hmm. And so he was actually, he was helping me, you know, going through that process, because I was asking him about therapy and because which he's done, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, shout out to him for that.
Are you going to bring him when beer turns to bourbon?
You know,
I feel like you're downplaying it, and then next year I'm going to see Cody Jinks headlining tour when beer turns
totally
to bourbon.
would not do
it's
that
not even
to
going to be
you.
a song. You're going to like name your whole tour off of it.
I promise you, I would not do that to you. But if I do think of a cool line to go with that, I'll reach out and just be like, I don't know.
Right.
But we'll see.
Dude, I really appreciate you coming on the show today. I mean, this has been fantastic.
I'm gonna come if you keep giving me boots and case knives and
Yeah, I mean, why not?
yeah, and I'll come
Every
back
year,
for
hey,
sure.
can we book Pat's show again? I'm running low on just
Yeah,
shit.
I need a new pair of boots and
Yeah.
a new knife.
Well, I'm pumped for you. Like I said, I mean, I've been excited to follow your whole career and to see the album coming out in July and what you've got cooking. I'm very excited. I've been a fan my whole life. Once again, kind of aging you a little bit, but I'm excited for what's to come because you've stayed what I can now confirm, because you can hear it in your music, you have stayed to your roots, and I love that because you don't see a ton of that anymore, and I really appreciate who you are. As a family man, heard nothing but great things, but obviously as an artist, you're kicking ass, so I appreciate you.
Thank you. No, I appreciate it. Thank you for the time. Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm fortunate. We I'm taking my 45th trip around the sun this year, and most people have a career that lasts. You get a few records, maybe. I think we're about to drop my 11th or 12th record, man. So I'm just thrilled to still be here, you know, to be honest with you. So, no, it's good to be here. Good to be talking music with you and all that good stuff. All the best. Thank you.
Makes you feel good about a country too, that your type of music, and then still a few others that are still doing that. You know, just stick to my roots, country music, not getting into the new genre. It shows a lot about it as a country too, because you still have a lot of fans out there, and people are eager for that type of stuff. I think you're seeing a lot of that with some of these other artists, whether it's Stapleton, whether it's Zach Top, what he's doing. I mean, it's really cool to see this. This type of country still being a thing.
I'm thankful for those new guys that are like Jake and Zach that are carrying the torch, and there's a lot of great ones out there that are carrying the torch, and super proud of that. But I was telling somebody yesterday, as a matter of fact, talking about this country as a whole. This country is not like the news media portrays it. I travel it every year. I go to the bluest of blue states, and I go to the reddest of red states, and the people are always awesome. They're always Americans. They're always super cool. We're not like it's portrayed. I promise. I've played all 50 states, and it's still the best place, and it's still just making music about this place because we love it.
You were spot on. You know what? Let's just go and hit on that, okay? Like how it's portrayed as these damn news outlets and these damn politicians. I'm kidding, y'all. I appreciate.
Let's go. I had settled myself back down, but now.
Listen, I appreciate everybody tuning in. As always, every single Wednesday, you can catch us on YouTube or wherever you listen to your audio podcast. Continue to like, comment, subscribe, share, do whatever you got to do to be like a farmer.